Secrets of the ear and the discipline of pitch. Before we talk about repertoire, speed, technique or expression, we attend to pitch. Because the string instrument resonates when it is in tune with itself and with the world around it, we need to get it right. An instrument in tune encourages pride in performance and confidence for future success. Strings are engineered objects. Every string is designed for a specific instrument, a specific vibrating length, and a specific tension range. This is not tradition or branding, it is physics and engineering. A violin string is not simply a thin string, a double bass not simply a thick one. Each is calculated according to scale length, core material, winding material, expected pitch, and the structural limits of the instrument itself. Using strings intended for another instrument disrupts this balance. The result may be instability, poor tone, unreliable tuning, damage to the instrument, or sudden breakage. For this reason, strings should never be swapped between instruments, even within the same family. The rule of half a tone. A fundamental safety rule applies across all modern string instruments. Strings should never be tightened more than a semitone, half a tone, above their intended pitch. Beyond this point, breakage becomes increasingly likely, not because the string is faulty, but because it has exceeded its engineered tolerance. Good strings are very expensive, and breakage can be devastating. There are rare specialist exceptions. Some historical instruments, viols or modified setups, may use alternative tuning or specially designed strings, but these are intentional, informed choices using appropriate materials. External references. Useful, not absolute. Tuning may be guided by a well-tuned acoustic piano, an electric keyboard, a digital tuner or tuning app. These tools are helpful starting points, particularly for beginners or home practice. However, they should be understood as approximations, not final authorities. Digital tuners measure frequency. Music, however, lives in relationship. Two strings may be in tune with a device and still be out of tune with each other. The instrument tunes itself. The most reliable tuning comes from the instrument's natural harmonics and internal relationships. When strings are tuned to each other, the instrument settles. Resonance strengthens. The sound opens. You may notice a complementary song-like ringing as opposed to off-tuning, which creates an audible beating conflict, a disharmony. This method develops not only better tuning, but better listening. Ensemble and orchestral pitch. When playing with others, strings do not choose their own centre. In orchestral and ensemble settings, instruments tune to orchestral pitch, commonly A 440 Hz, though this may vary depending on context, repertoire, or ensemble tradition. The goal is not personal preference, it is collective alignment. Good intonation is a social skill. Intonation begins early. Intonation is not an advanced topic, it is a foundational one. The ear must be trained from the very beginning to recognise stability, tension, adjustment, resolution. Waiting until later to address intonation only makes the process longer and more frustrating. Drones, the silent teacher. One of the most effective tools for developing intonation is the drone, a sustained reference pitch. It anchors the ear, reveals small inaccuracies, builds internal pitch memory. Drones should be used regularly, wherever appropriate, with scales, with exercises, with repertoire on occasion, even with simple open string work. They teach the ear to stay home. Listening is the first rule. Above all else, listening comes first, before fingers, before bow, before speed. Listening is not limited to practice sessions. Music should surround daily life. songs, scales, exercises, pop music, world music, orchestral sound, solo instruments, in the car while doing housework, as background and as focus. This constant exposure creates what might be called aural tuning, the quiet, ongoing alignment of the ear. An instrument tuned once will drift. An ear tuned daily will not. Copyright 2025 Sarnia de la Mare. The Continuum approach.